the next question is, and which we'll answer together, what did we really expect going into the relationship? So I'll go first since she just went first. What I expected was...
Hey, now you can talk to me.
Yeah, I know. What I expected was, I didn't really have any expectations. I was just, everything happened so fast. We dated within a week, but I know, like, when I got those vibes and I felt like you wanted, because that's like literally the only reason why I asked you out, is because not only did I like you, but I wouldn't have asked you out if I didn't feel like you would say yes. So I didn't want to be rejected. So I was just like, so I felt like, you wanted it, so I gave it that risk. But like, I don't know, I didn't really expect anything, but all my life I've been taught, and what I wanted to do myself is whoever I date, I want to eventually marry. I'm not saying I want to marry you right then and there, but I want to develop a relationship until marriage. And I just thought, you were very nice and, beautiful, and you had a very great personality, and I saw how you loved and cared, and, everything just lined up, and I feel like I was just drawn to you. I tell her this all the time, like, I feel like God drew me to her, and that's why we dated so easily like that, because she's my first real relationship I ever had. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's crazy how my first real relationship is my one and only. So I got lucky, I got blessed. But yeah, like I said, I didn't really expect anything. I was just in it for the ride, and I guess I hoped that it would end in me falling in love for the first time, and me getting married and being able to have a family with you and spend the rest of my life with you. You're so cute.
Well, what I would say, I did have expectations, and I feel like they were met. My expectations was that this was gonna be someone that could actually show me that different does exist, because I kept feeling it inside of me that Cam was different, and that Cam meant what he was saying, because there was not a second of charm in his voice. Not 1 second of charm in his voice. Like, it was literally just straight out of his mouth every single second. He knew exactly what to say naturally, because that's just how he is. And like, when somebody is that way, you can just tell, like, you can feel it. Like, he doesn't have to take a second to think about what he has to say. He doesn't make excuses. He doesn't run around questions and not answer them directly. So I already had the expectations that who I'm dealing with is telling me exactly who they are up front. But I knew that it might have been a little hard, since he never really had like a real long relationship. So I was already prepared for that. But I'm not gonna lie and say that I didn't expect that he was gonna end up being somebody that stayed. And I really felt like he was gonna be someone that stayed. And he's right about the asking me out, because he knew. Because I was kind of putting that bug in his ear that I wanted him to. I was telling him, hey, before you go back to college, you're gonna ask me to be your girlfriend, aren't you? He's like, I don't know. So I was kind of already expecting it. And so I guess I could say I did have a lot of expectations, but they were all met. Like, he became my boyfriend, he became my fiance, he became my husband. He was honest with me about everything. So yeah.
Okay. Alright, so now this next one is an individual. This will be the last individual. Basically our love story so far. So I'm not gonna try to speak so much, because I could talk forever about this. But so how I feel about our relationship so far. So in the beginning, it was honestly perfect. Because like there was it was a lovey-dovey stage, and we literally never argued. Everything was just so good. And it was just, we had to do long distance for a little bit, because I had gone back to college 2 weeks after we started dating, and we did long distance, and everything was good. And then I came back. I actually left college officially, permanently, in April. So I was gone from her for about 2 months, but she did come up came up for alone for a week. But before then, she came up with the gang for like a weekend. So she came up twice during February, but then afterwards waited about a couple months, and then I came back home. Oh, I also surprised her on her birthday too, which is February 9th. So after, I think it was right before she came for the week, or either right after, I had driven all the way down to meet her. And what? Look. Oh. I literally drove 4 hours down to see her, and yeah, I celebrated her birthday weekend, and then I drove back that weekend. But it was great. Beginning was great. First 6 months were great. Celebrated our 6 months at my work. We got like a nice room. I worked at a resort, Kings Mill Resort in Williamsburg. We got a nice place. It was just a nice celebration, and that's actually the first day where I gave her a promise ring. And at that moment, I didn't really know if I was in love or not, because she had already showed and said that she was in love after like about 3 months, I think. And it was like 2 or 3 months, and I didn't really know what being in love was, but I just knew I wanted to be with her. So at that time, I still didn't know. But over time, you know, within the next few months, I realized like, no, I am in love with this girl. And that's exactly why 5 months later in November 6th, 2018, we had took a flight to Los Angeles. I've never been to California. It's my first time, so is hers. We were going there for a week, and the very first day I popped the question. It was in our Airbnb that we had. She said yes, and we were officially engaged. And it was crazy because we did that all in a matter of like, we dated within a week, got engaged within 11 months. Like, everything was moving so fast, you know. Now it's just the wedding. But then we really hit not rock bottom, but we hit a hard mark. And unfortunately, it's because I was dealing with something mentally that was impacting our relationship, and it was hard for me to deal with it and try to figure out what I needed to do. And you know, it led us down a harsh path. We got our first apartment, and it's not really a pretty memory. I mean, it's a good memory and all, but it's not really a pretty one because we had a lot of issues and a lot of bad things go during that time, and which unfortunately we quit our jobs, and which led us out of there, and we left that place after our 6 months. And you know, it was hard, but we still stuck together. We still wanted to be with each other, and we proceeded on to try to, you know, better our relationship. And so now, what is it? Now we're in 2019, and throughout that remainder of the year, you know, we had to we didn't get into an apartment for a long time. And for that, I think for the rest of that year, 2019, it's just 2020. Oh my gosh, like there's so many years we dated. What is this? This is 2019. Yeah, this is 2019. Dang, we was at our parents' house for a long time. Jeez, I didn't think that we were in our parents' house for that long, but we were in our parents' house for over a year. I thought it was less than that. Wow. Okay. Nah, we were in there for over a year, like probably 2 years, because we left the apartment in May, and we didn't go to another apartment until January of 2021, so a year and a half. So we were traveling to each other's houses, sleeping over and stuff. Sometimes our parents was okay with it, sometimes they didn't like it, you know, and it was mostly because we weren't married yet. And, you know, we were doing things that, you know, us as Christians shouldn't have been doing, and that's why we believe also that our relationship wasn't doing well, because we weren't doing really what God wanted in a relationship, which is to not have premarital sex. And unfortunately, that's what we were doing. And, you know, now, I mean, not now, but, you know, we try to work through that, and finally it came to terms in the beginning of 2020. The question was popped before in late 2019, I think it was in December. We were gonna get married on December 4th, but I didn't feel like I was ready because I was still battling with my mental thing. And, you know, I didn't know if I wanted to bring that into our marriage and, you know, ruin it from the start, or, you know, make it, you know, hard for us. But after some talking to and some consideration and stuff like that, I wanted to. I feel like everything that we've gone through in our relationship, especially like for myself, like I've been able to learn what to do and what not to do and not make the same mistake over again. So I'm very thankful for those events that happened as well. But after that transpired, luckily, not luckily, but thankfully and blissfully, we actually were able to get married. And we got married on February 18th, 2020. And our pastor married us. And you know, also I forgot, I did want to mention, it's a slight thing, but I grew closer to God when I was with her. Like before her, I was depressed. I was like, right before her, I was depressed. I wasn't reading my Bible. I was talking to God, but not really. But like, she introduced me to her family's church, and it changed my life, man. Like, you know, shout out to Travis, who really developed me as a big man. I know we're talking about relationships, but shout out to Travis, and then shout out to Pastor P and the Calvary 7 Adventist Church. They did an amazing job, and they really helped both of us grow closer to God and understand really what He wants for us. And, you know, it really grew our relationship with Him individually as well as together. And so then we were able to be together and finally marry on February 18th. Our pastor, Pastor P, he wed us, and we had kids as the witness. And you know, there's no audience. We just went in there, we did it. No ceremony. We may have one at some point, but nah, man. I mean, it's one of the happiest days of my life, because like I made it official, especially under God. We were finally united under one, like as one. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says, leave your father and mother and join with your partner and be one with her. You are now one flesh. And that's exactly what I was with her. And even in our marriage, it was still rocky, still dealing with like mental stuff and stuff like that, like my mental issue. And but we still hung in there. We still worked it out. We still did our best to be together. And we were doing job after jobs and stuff like that, doing this YouTube thing, doing her music thing. And finally got another apartment beginning of 2021 this year. And it was good. It was cool. We got like over years, like a 13-month lease. And like, you know, we finally got to be by ourselves again and continue to grow and do good. And then we got blessed with this opportunity to come out in Houston. And now here we are. I know I just skipped like all of 2021 for real, but overall, it has been hard, especially individually. It's been hard because it's my first real relationship, and this woman is amazing. Like, she's the best woman that I've ever met in my life. She's the most amazing woman that I've ever met, and like just the fact that I've done certain things, the fact that I've done, you know, certain things, you know, even they were just, you know, little or big mistakes, you know, I just, you know, wish I could just be a perfect man for her, because I feel like she's like the perfect woman. And that's why I fought so hard. There were so many times that unfortunately she wanted to leave, you know, and it was hard because I never wanted her to, and I fought so hard, and you know, I wanted her to be there. And for the record, I never cheated, if any of y'all are wondering. I never did that, but nah, man, it's a crazy life experience, and I'm still working on myself right now, and we're still working on us. But at the end of the day, I just knew, like, ever since, you know, that time that I really knew that I fell in love, that I wanted to be with her for the rest of my life, and I wanted her to be the mother of my children, and I wanted her, and I always tell her all the time, I'm like, I want us to be 70 years old, like on our porch, just rocking in our rocking chairs, and just thinking about how great life was and how God has blessed us immensely with children, with grandchildren, with all our dreams coming true. And I pray that we fulfilled everything that God wanted us to do in this life for Him. And that's my goal. So, and I know this is the beginning, you know, so, but she's an amazing woman, and I got very lucky, and it gets hard sometimes, but at the end of the day, you know, I think she said something about Bob Marley. She said Bob Marley said everybody's gonna suffer. You just have to find that person worth suffering with. And I know that's kind of like a, you know, but she was a person that I'm willing to go through anything with, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm still here, and that's why I still fight. I love her, and I'll love her forever.
Are you done? Why are you crying?
No, you're doing
Why are you crying?
nothing. I'm just chilling, bro. It was just a draft. It does say low battery, but
We'll make it work.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry for going so long. I didn't really know how to like do that part.
But we'll do it. We'll do what we have to do.
Go ahead.
Okay. Where do I begin? So, Cameron and I, when we started dating, he literally went straight to college. So that was already an expectation that I was gonna have to get used to. I've dealt with long distance before, but this one was a little bit different because it was literally like after a week of us knowing each other that he had to leave me and go somewhere else. But I had trust in him because we talked every day. We FaceTimed every day, talked on the phone every day. And we Skyped actually because he didn't have an iPhone yet because he had broke his last one. I did end up getting him one. But before he even came back from college, I did go visit him at Virginia Tech. My mom wasn't really for it since I only knew him for about a month, but it just felt way longer. And then Cameron also drove all the way to see me on my birthday, also in February. And so again, we talked a bit long, so the camera did cut out again, but that's okay. So yeah, I did end up getting him a new phone, and that way we were able to FaceTime all the time. And that wasn't until he came back from Tech. And when he came back from Tech, he decided he wanted to work at my job with me at AFES. We were working together, and at some point his mom and my mom ended up working there too, and so was my brother. Unfortunately, because of that job, fortunately and unfortunately, because of that job, we decided to live together, and we got our first apartment. It was the first place in our name, and we never did that on our own before, so this was new to both of us and to our families, and our families thought that we were rushing. So it was kind of a stressful situation for sure. And Cameron and I, we went through a lot because we believe it's because we weren't married. So we had a lot of arguments and a lot of problems and a lot of turmoil because of it, a lot of trials and tribulations. And at some point, you know, it was like our 6-month anniversary, Cameron decided to give me a promise ring, and I was very happy about that. He promised, and that's in our intro too, he promised that he would get married to me one day, and that day actually ended up coming very soon. It came when we decided to go to California together. And when we went to California together, he proposed to me on the first day, November 7th. But after that happened, we did go back to our apartment, and I decided, you know, well, since we're taking a step into the direction of continuing our whole life together, which I felt was a great decision because we're like best friends. Like, even when we were working together, there was no issue. Like, we loved working together. People thought we were crazy because they're like, how do y'all not get tired of each other? Because we don't. Like, even to this day, it feels like we're with ourselves. Like, we're with our real best friend. So at some point, I was like, let's put everything out on the table. Do we have any secrets, any lies, anything that we might be hiding from each other? Because one thing people have always said is you never fully know the person you're with, da 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 da. So I'm like, I think that the relationship we have, that we can have that. We can know each other. So then, you know, I told Cameron about some things that I went through in my past that I kept from him. And it wasn't within our relationship, it was just something about my past. But then the following day, Cameron did open up to me about, you know, the fact that he does have a mental problem that he was dealing with and that he was keeping from me. And I didn't know this was existing, but I knew something was bothering him. So this was why I wanted to ask him this question, because our relationship was perfect. Like the first 6 months, it was almost like a fairy tale. Like we were so happy, and like it was too perfect, you know. And then there was times where he would get upset at himself and just get emotional and cry. And most of these times would happen, you know, when we're supposed to be happy with each other. So I ended up finding out what those problems were. I don't know if he told you guys within his segment, but I'm, you know, just gonna respect that, you know, maybe, I don't know if he said that, so I'm gonna keep that one to myself. But Cameron has fully, you know, overcome all of his demons that he had mentally, and I love that about him, and that's why I continue to believe in him, because he took it to church, he explained it to his family, he explained it to me, he kept me in the loop. You know, I never had to deal with not knowing what's on his mind, and the only time I might not have had, you know, the ability to fully give myself is because I might have held myself back because of my previous experiences with other people that might have lied to me and kept secrets from me and hurt me. And Cameron just really showed me that that's not what he wanted to do. So when we went to marriage counseling, it really helped us out. Our pastor really broke down all our walls, and we got to know each other on a deeper level. And at this point, we did end up at some point leaving the apartment we were at, and we went back to our parents' house until we actually finished counseling and got married and got ourselves situated with somewhere else. Our marriage story we will share for another day, because we kind of did go off on a limb with that one. Like our families, well, our parents, let's say our mothers, were aware that this is what we wanted to do. Everybody else was kind of like unaware 100%, but the pastor was giving us counseling because we knew that we needed to be married. We wanted to have that done so that we could actually solidify what we had under God, because the whole ceremony part we could always save for later. This was something for our union, for us to feel comfortable with, you know, our burning passion, our burning desire that we had within ourselves, so that we could be able to love each other the right way without feeling guilty for it. And we would be able to live together without feeling guilty for it. And our families would sooner or later, you know, come around to that whole idea. But then that happened, and we were able to at some point move into our good apartment where we were happy all the time. And we weren't there for long, but it was going so well. We were so successful in it, and everything else just started to fall into place. Like, we were just the happiest that we ever could be. Every day that went by, every month that went by, like every single goal that we had set for ourselves, we were going into it, and it was just great. And then we got to a point where this opportunity came in Houston. So now we're in Houston, but we're already looking for an apartment that we have our eyes set on, and this place is going to be even more beautiful. And you know, the next step after that is going to be us having a home. Hopefully we'll have that house. And that's basically just a summary of our love story, of how it went. You know, there's some roller coasters in it, there's ups and downs, trials, tribulations, But all in all, the good outweighs any of the bad that might have existed.
It was pretty short. Well, compared to mine, anyway.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to. I didn't want to get too detailed because I don't know what you might have shared. Oh, so you really like shared? Oh, I see. I was just trying to be respectful because I don't know what you might have wanted to share.
It's so funny because we literally had a conversation about this before, and like I was reserved and she was like, no, we should be like, so maybe I took it too far and I was too authentic or too real. I don't know.
No, it's just like some things, you know, that you dealt with, that you experienced. That's your experience to share.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I don't think
I don't want to be the one to say your information.
Oh yeah. Like, cause I mean, I never said anything like, you know, any problems with you or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I said to them was anything like
within yourself.
Yeah, anything that I had a problem with or something of that nature. But hopefully we can get this done because the battery's dying. But we have 2 more questions for you guys. Both of these are going to be for both of us. No more headphones.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do them. We'll do them pretty quickly. So the first question is, what is it? What would your life be like?
No, it's what if we never met?
What if we never met? What if we never met?
So, come on, look at me.
Okay.
What? It's me going first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay.
Oh, you're so cute. You serious?
Okay. Well. If we never met, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't think that I would be happy right now. Like, I don't think that I would have been able to accomplish a lot of the things that I accomplished in my life. I don't, think that I would have found the person that I needed to be with. I would have still been struggling, trying to find them and trying to find myself. I really don't see. I think I would have still maybe been at home with my mom, trying to figure life out, trying to follow my dreams on my own, and probably still living a lifestyle that I don't want to live. Going after the wrong things and the wrong people and just making bad decisions because I don't know where my life should be going. And I feel like you were put in my life as like some type of guidance and somebody to give me the type of love that I need and help me find the love in myself as well. So I don't know, like,
I'm sorry. I just think she's adorable and cute all the time. I can't help it. But that is nice. But for me, so like, I don't know, man. Cause I tell you all the time, man. Like you were the light to my darkness, man. Like, because literally while I was in high school, everything was cool. I was a good guy. I was a nice guy. I never did anything like I never smoked, drank, had sex, even cursed. Like I didn't do none of that. What's up, guys? I'm so sorry. Like we're just having so many technical difficulties because this is it's a very long video. So that's the only problem.
The battery died, so now we're
recording. The battery died, and like how our camera operates, it like cuts at some point. So I'm sorry, but now we're using her phone. So if it looks different, this is why. But back to what I was saying. I don't know exactly where I left off, but
me.
Yeah, sorry. You. But yeah, like good kid in school, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then college hit, and then I became this person that I didn't want to become. Started cursing, started vaping, started unfortunately it led me to lose my virginity. And then after all that, going into the second year, it was just more the same. It just got worse. And then for the first time in my life, I got depressed. And then coincidentally, God showed me you during that time. And I was just like, well, okay. Like I haven't had a girlfriend in a while. And when I say girlfriend, I mean I had like little relationships in high school. I didn't have situationship. So this is like, again, my first real girlfriend. But yeah, then I met her, and you know, everything was just so great. So I feel like if I never met her, I don't know if I would still be in college. I may still have been, depending on probably how my parents felt and if they were gonna help me or not in some way, shape, or form. I don't know, or influence me to go back. I probably may have gone back for one more year or one more semester to try it out. But other than that, I don't know where my life would have been at, because literally, I didn't have no passion in life. And you know, when she came along, she introduced YouTube. She was a musical artist, and she had this influencer life ahead of her. And so I was like, well, I mean, shoot, if I don't have a passion, I might as well just help hers out.
And
you
now
know?
he's looking at it like
And now I'm a part of it. You know, I always thought about doing a YouTube. I don't know if it's deleted, but I did have an old YouTube. Yeah, cringe. But
now he has view of the legs.
yeah, I got the podcast. And of course Cries are. But nah, man, I don't know. I just think, unfortunately, I may still be depressed.
Right now?
Maybe not depressed, but still at a state of being very unpleasant with my life. And I may still be cursing and stuff like that, may still be vaping. I probably wouldn't care. I'll probably just do whatever. And who knows what would have happened during that time. And it would suck, because I'll be working a job and I would still be trying to figure out life. And I know people are like, oh, don't worry, you're young, and stuff like that. But how my mind was set was like, no, I want to know now, because I need to work as early as possible, you know. So I'm very thankful that she came in my life to be able to give me that boost, and now I'm able to do something that I actually do love, and hopefully it will transform into something one day, and we believe it will. And of course, you know, with the help of you guys, you know, that's why we do truly and you know, tremendously appreciate all your love and support that you give us, and to all the subscribers and everything too. But no, I don't know. it would be bad. It definitely would be good if I never met you.
So the last question is gonna be, what was it again, babe?
What was it again? Hold on.
How do you know that you're still in love?
How do you know that you're still in love? Yes. Last question. How does Cameron know? How does Car know that he's still in love with Za'Riyah or Zar? Man. Well, if y'all saw my last story, y'all probably know a little bit. When I started crying, it was because, and you'll see, but it was because, like, I just remind myself of how amazing of a woman you are. And you're literally, I tell her all the time, like, she's literally somebody that I wanted in a wife and more. Like, she does things that I never thought I would really like or really eagerly want in a woman. And when she does them, I'm just like, I'm so happy, because you introduced that stuff to me and you want to do that stuff to me. I mean, she's so loving, she's so caring, she's so kind, she's so generous, she's so ambitious. She really knows how to love. She really knows how to be great in a relationship. She really knows how to deal with situations. She's a go-getter, like, just a whole bunch of great qualities. And the reason why I feel like one of the biggest reasons is that literally throughout our whole entire relationship, like, I never steered away from her. Even when times got tough, I couldn't fathom the fact of me not being with her. Like, I couldn't. Every time I thought about it, I cried profusely. And I wanted to make sure every single day that I was doing my best to be with her, and that she would still accept me. And even in today, like, I still am so happy when I wake up to her. I'm still so happy when I go to sleep with her. I feel like we are still in our lovey-dovey stage, because we're always lovey-dovey all the time, giving us kisses, talking baby and all that other stuff. 4 years in, still on our lovey-dovey stage. And just how great and easy everything is in terms of our future. Like, we already got our names down like that for our kids. Like, we already have the same pathway of where we want to go in life. Like, literally, if she wants to do something, I'm like, okay. And if I want to do something, she's like, okay. Like, it's that simple. And we both risk everything for each other so easily. Like, there's no hesitation. There's so much money we put into the situation. It's ridiculous. And it's from both sides. we both stuck out our feet and our first foot, whatever, and you know, really gave it our all. And so this is how, and honestly, the biggest one of them all is God, because it was like, no matter what, God drew us together. God drew us together. It started us. We believe that God really paired us up. And I could finally see it when we did start really going to church together, and we did that whole thing, and we was growing, and we was learning all these new things about the Bible and like how we can live for God and stuff like that. Like, it was just amazing. I was like, this is the person, bro. Like everything just seemed so right. And I feel all the things that I went through and we went through our relationship, even before marriage, was to get us strong for marriage, and even during marriage was to get stronger for later on in our marriage. Because, you know, we expect to be in this lifestyle that can be pretty threatening, that can be pretty dangerous, that can be pretty temptful, that can be pretty all this bad stuff, you know. And I feel like he's preparing us both individually as well as together to be able to handle everything in life. And honestly, again, every single day I'm like, there's literally no person that I would rather be with. There is no one that I would rather sleep with. There is no one that I would rather kiss. There is no one that I would shower with. There is no one I would rather do YouTube with. There's no one I would rather do anything with. Like, I would sit here and watch movies all day with her. I would go to the grocery store with her. Like, I don't want to be with no other female. Like, it just, no. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, even if times get tough, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I can't fathom a life without Za'Riyah, and I don't want to. That's why I keep fighting, and I keep making sure that she's happy. I tell her all the time, I'm trying to make everything in your life come true, all your dreams come true. I'm trying to do it to the best of my ability. I know I may fail sometimes, or I know I may mess up sometimes, or this, that, and the third, but I will never give up, and I'm gonna keep pushing. And I can't wait for you to really get everything that you deserve, you know? So, I mean, yeah.
You're so sweet.
No, you are.
Okay, well, I know that I'm still in love because there's not a moment where I stopped being in love. I definitely feel like you're everything and more that I could ever ask for. You literally continuously make me feel like you're a knight in shining armor. Like, for real, you go above and beyond everything that I ever asked for. Like, you try to overly do everything to make me happy. It seems like my happiness comes first to you, and I really like that and appreciate that, because I try to give the same thing to you, and I feel like it's always reciprocated. You always care, you do everything for me, you're always observative when it comes to me. You break your back to put me first before everybody you know, and you really try. You try, and even the little things you try. You never stop trying. You continuously show me that I'm special and that I'm your world, like, and that you would give me the world if you could. And I really want to be able to do that for you too, because you really do deserve all of that. And you make me the happiest person in the world. Like, it doesn't matter everything that you go through or you've gone through, because I've always seen this in you, that you're really, you know, the person for me. And I'm just so happy that you're still here, because I can't believe all the times that I could have lost you from trying to push you away. You know, all the times that I've gotten upset and I've tried to sabotage my own situation, knowing that everything that I need is right in front of me, being afraid to even receive it. And you stayed because you loved me. And that is more than I could ever ask for, because I don't know what I would do if I didn't have you. I really know that I love you, and that you're everything that I need in a man. And I don't think anybody else could ever give me the type of love that you give me, other than God, of course. But no other man that's walking this earth can love me the way that you do.
I love you forever.
And always.
And that's when I married her. Sorry about the length, but
sorry. But put it into parts so that it could be
yeah, you can put it into parts. We'll put like little chapter tags in there so like y'all can skip to a part if y'all just want to. But we encourage you to watch the whole thing. I mean, if you made it this far, congratulations. Thank you for watching this whole thing. We hope you got to know more about us. Probably did a lot more, and you know, we just love you guys. Yeah. We do, and
we want y'all to connect with us on a deeper level. So we want to share more than what y'all know now.
I know right now we may only have close almost to 3,000 subscribers. You know, but everything is a journey, and this is the journey that we want to do. And you know, we thank each and every one of you for being a part of this journey up to this point. All the new subscribers, all the old ones, the constant viewers, commenters, DMers, anything. You know, even if you just watch for a few moments, just thank you. And we hope that you get to grow closer to us now that you know us more. And you know, we want to have y'all as family, and we can't wait to be able to have this as a certified platform and everything, because we're gonna do so many things for y'all, for anyone, because you know, that's just what we believe God wants us to do. Yeah. So we can't wait, but we love you guys. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, do the whole thing, hit that notification bell, and you already know what it is. We giving you that GQC, that good quality content. Yeah, go watch the previous ones if you haven't. And stay tuned for our next video. We're trying to drop every day. When I say every day, I mean every day at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern. We're trying.
Yeah.
I won't guarantee anything. We're trying. Hopefully, we will guarantee.
Don't quote it.
No. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you watched the whole video. And until next time, deuces.
Bye.